Oh, I see. Wonderful. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful college. It's produced great students.
Do I get to see everybody? Do I get to see everybody? Yeah.
I think
Hi, Acharya.
Greetings, greetings, good afternoon, all.
Hi, good afternoon.
and from India, good evening.
Good evening.
So, hi, ma'am, Josephine.
Hello, everybody.
Many, many returns of the day, many, many returns of the day.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Josephine.
Thank you.
Welcome to the poetry reading with Fertile Brains. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's begin with the few lines of Joy Harjo, and once again this week I read in the last week. When I began to listen to poetry, it's when I began to listen to the stones, and I began to listen to what the clouds had to say, and I began to listen to others. And I think most importantly for all of us, then you begin to learn to listen to the soul of yourself in here, which is also the soul of everyone else. With those words of Joy Harjo, let's begin today's reading. And without, I think I could just, wish Ma'am Josephine happy birthday.
So many happy returns of the day. God
Join
bless
us
you.
in
God
wishing Ma'am
Thank
Josephine.
you very much to everybody for wishing me well and for greeting me. I am older by a year, and maybe I will be revealing my age because people think I'm young. And then they treat me like a young woman, which is sometimes not correct. I mean, it doesn't fit me, because disrespect comes about, things are taken for granted when they assume that you're young. So I think I'm going to reveal my age pretty soon. Besides, I'm celebrating the nth year of my survival from cancer.
Oh, that's a.
You know, if I tell you how many years it will be on YouTube, and all these years my age has been a secret to the Filipino public, except to cancer survivors and to my fellow alumni from the university and from high school. These are the only people who know my age.
Yes. So, live ever long. Many returns of the day, ma'am. Let us begin with our reading with beginning by Isabell VanMerlin from California. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Prasanna. Oh, goodness, I guess. Don't worry, Josephine. It's only a number. It's only a number, your age. Don't worry. Okay. Can I share screen? Does that work? Will that
I
work?
see your beautiful face.
Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. I am a ball of energy, spirit actually, inside a tube that is one in the bundle that is the one, the all that we are, protected by the skin that was created with me, that also broadcasts my energy, my unique spirit that was created with me. How to understand the all that I know that's beyond rational thought. How to explain the infinite I see that defies even the 6,000 facets of an ordinary fly. how to accept that I create the all that I am, that is life eternal. I'm not sure I mean to be quite so heavy so early this morning on a Sunday, but celebrate life. We have it. Thank you.
Yeah, celebrate life. Yes, thank you, Isabell, with the short and sweet lines of yours. Please give a round of applause, my dear friend. That was Isabell VanMerlin. Please welcome Richard Spisak.
Thank you so much. And thank you, my friends. It's an honor to be with you. I'm also going to take a spiritual line. That was just beautiful. And please let me say to Mom Joscephine Gomez, compared to the age of the universe, we are so young. You are so young. Your spirit always fresh and renewed. You are a young lady of wonderful spirit. Now I offer you this, my friends. This is written tongue in cheek. It's called Religion, Plain or Peanut. Now I say plain or peanut because, in fact, I'm allergic to peanuts. So there we go. Religion, plain or peanut. How some religionists have come to this, insisting on their style of worship with a fist, enforcing virtue with a sword, seems to belie the sacred word that God is often said, enforced, tortured, beaten in on someone's head, but somehow you can tease it out. Follow this most curious, colorific thread. Some talk of God's free will, yet some would endorse, indoctrinate at the point of a shaking snake. It seems they rely on God's good power in a month or a year that it might flower. Others adhere to a belief that you should pray some other way, or else, my dear, you're in for grief. They believe their cause is just, and therefore, just like them, you must offer prayer as they, or vastly nasty harm shall come your way. As they interpret scripture some other day that just won't do, they, it seems, have a jealous God who has his own quite special way. If you want the nod, he's got a rod. Confines designs, it seems, that you should fold your hands just so, or off to Hades you must go. And any other prayer seems to unsettle them and mar their dreams. God's enforcers they would be, and if you disagree, you may find yourself nailed to their favorite tree. They did this once, or so I'm told, that 10 million statues molded, gilded, golded, sold. You may find these little statuettes often round their necks with no regrets. Oh, what the heck! They commemorate, or so it seems, that awful, lawful outcome of his plans and schemes to buy the freedom of your soul. I don't know if this torture is necessary. If sure, let's go ask Larry. Is this repeated painful refrain quite necessary? Is under control yet transcends our friends all quite droll. I'm not sure it's just this way with all the shrieks and screams this fellow rolls. They'd like to enshrine this God's finest hour, like when he succumbed to prejudicial Roman power. It's okay, he later throned above, 'cause after the laughter, the refrain of painful disaster, after all, God is just love.
Very well said, sir. After all, God is just love. God is just love. Kingsley.
Two very brilliant poems so far. I must commend the lady who went first, the very sublime and lofty piece, followed by Rachel, who is always so impactful, meaningful, sometimes light-hearted, but on point. So I commend you both.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Richard. Please welcome Nayma Chamchoun.
Thank you. To share two pieces, mother and son. In that moment, how we laughed, each squeal infecting the other. as we struggled to recover uncontrollably, ludicrously, daft. The ecstasy we wept, unrestrained, quivering chests, heaving with glee, the freeing laughter of juvenility, mine, then, yours, now, a portal in time, when our aspects aligned, the beautiful, feckless fool's domain. My darling boy, how I adored you, a cascade of joy, lifting a heavy hue, happiness remembered, save, replay, enjoy. So breezily, unaware of the ease that you bring, a sorrow, soothing hymn, a saving, answered prayer, aching bellies and bodies folded, gasping for air in between, choking chuckles, our bliss beautifully molded, the air asinine as our legs buckle, a pocket of elation, a keepsake of mine, where memories convene. Thank you. And the second piece. What now? How should I now proceed, having bitterly swallowed and guiltily purged the dog ends of life's jabs and aggressions, when the river has shallowed after the baptism of deeds? Should I skip down the street, feet barely touching the ground, the leash now finally severed, my skin worn and weathered, life's yearning run aground, bearing testament to my defeats, stationary, fusing with the couch, now binging on Netflix and box sets, simultaneously scrolling feeds, feeding on the lives others lead, drunken laughter and tears of regret, gorging my senses so I don't while out. How then will my days be spent regurgitating the error of my ways, hindsight's smug whispers, breathing heavily in my ear, as economic crisis chokes the days, direction when none is evident, a valiant victory or the defeat I must concede, measuring the days in essential errands, the absence of time blurring the days of nothing to do, feeling the whole universe simmer like supper stew, stirring galaxies with the wave of my hand, weathering the tides of change like a fallen leaf. Guffawing, is that it? Stripped of my vanities and desires, after wine-stained Afghan rugs and burnt plots of hash nugs, having walked through the ice and the fire, unfrocked and disarmed, cupping the calm, dying nebulas in my palm, a heartbeat in transit. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. What a wonderful way of saying that. Very thought-provoking piece, as always. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Nayma Chamchoun. Please welcome Miss Ambika Ananth, the very well-known poet, Ambika Ananth.
Hello and good evening, everybody. And very glad to be here with you all to share my poems. I'll begin with a poem because outside it is raining and it's beautiful, the monsoon. This talks about, the title is One Rainy Night. One rainy night. Yeah, this talks about the celestial dance of Radha and Krishna. This is almost a prose poem, very descriptive, but I'm sure you'll enjoy this. I hope at least you'll enjoy it. Let me begin. One rainy night. Radha, like a flowering creeper, watered with nectar, elegant and smelling sweet, wound herself around the trunk of our beloved Krishna. The Champaka, Ashoka, Kadamba trees, totally rain-drenched, gave out cool breeze to the eternal lovers. The expanse of the sky, covered in dark hues, incited more passion in them. As she showered her love on him, it started to rain again. The wafting wind carried along the fragrance from the champaka and ketaki flowers, adding heady fragrance to the warmth of their embraces. The garland of malati flowers on her neck and jasmine strings around her wrists enjoyed their own role in adding tenderness to their swinging steps, so much that they bloomed to the maximum. As Krishna played on his flute in an enchanting manner as ever, feverish with her passion, Radha, singing and cooing sweet nothings, danced around him, feeling absolutely exalted in her mind. Extending his hand, he pulled her towards him, locking his hands in hers. He too joined in the dance with a gusto possible only to him. Their footwork matched with the tempo of the pouring rain. O rain, you're most welcome. Your arrival augurs well for our amorous dalliances. Radha thanked Varunadeva as she heard the mridanga sounds in the thunders. For her, being with Krishna in the rain, time eliminates the difference between day and night. Each single drop ended her love anguish. Each single drop acted as a special marvel. The sandal paste on his body melted and flowed down in cool torrents. Caught in that saffron-mixed vermilion colors of their own bodies, Radha frolicked passionately as if the festival of colors, Holi, had already begun for the two of them. The scene cannot be described as it is seen. Words fail to capture their ecstasy. Radha's eyes caught Krishna's, which are tremulous like drunken honeybees, ever eager to drink more of lotus honey. Release me from this delightful ache. The rain is increasing my love hunger. The darkness of the night is immensely frightful. Protect me in your tight embrace. Radha told Krishna as her fervor touched the zenith of the sky. His eyes, like blue lotuses, shimmered in a knowing way. His sparkling smiles increased the fullness and redness of his beetle chewed sweet lips. O Madhava, your mind is filled with thoughts of so many cowherd damsels. You are the Lord of the universe. You can love everyone and anyone, but for me, you are my universe. I submit this body and soul to you. Radha said, my spirit remains connected with yours. I am helpless. How much can I eulogize you? I feel shy. Intoxicated with the love elixir of such words of his beloved, the charmer of the world got charmed completely. As their Rasa Krida, the celestial dance, reached the high point, nature and creator merged as one in that rainy night once again. Thank you. That is.
Oh, beautiful description, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Where your strength lies, ma'am? Your in poetry or in prose?
Yeah, thank you. So, shall I present one more or is it fine?
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
The second one, this talks about the eyes of a woman. The title is Mind Screens. They are the two tiny bulbs connected to the deep nest of her heart. They are the two tiny bulbs connected to the deep nest of her heart, pulsating with each breath. They grow in splendor like festival lamps. Pulsating with each breath, they grow in splendor like festival lamps. They can send peace and benediction, steer like a lighthouse to your direction. You can hear a gentle laughter from them. You can hear a gentle laughter from them, like the smiling green earth. They sprout joy in others' lips. They hold a music of ecstasy, heard only by those who are tuned in. Her dreams soar high from them like liberated birds from the cage. They dump cloudbursts sometimes made of memories and moments, stored in personal space entirely her own. They speak poetry, woven with warmth in words of hushed magic. They are her mind screens, flashing aspirations and yearnings. The beautiful secrets in a woman's eyes you can perceive only when you open the sealed eyelids of your own mind. Thank you so much.
A poet can only hear, what you call smiles. So, subtle. Beautiful expression, ma'am. Beautiful expression. I love that,
Thank you so much.
Rasa Leela.
Oh, thank you.
I wish you would, present it in Telugu and or Kannada language too.
Next time.
Maybe next time. So that was Ambika Ananth. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends.
Thank you so much.
Prasanna, I think Meena Chauhan is trying to get in. Will you let her join, please?
I don't see her, ma'am.
She's trying for some time now.
No. If it's there, it will pop up, and this it will be there in this. So I don't see anyone. So, anyways, please welcome Dr. Rupali Sarkar Gaur.
Oh, I wasn't ready, Prasanna, but let me try. Okay, so I'm in a city which is actually Prasanna's hometown, but used to be mine too. And these are twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. And I grew up here and I studied here. And then, I left this place to go away to do other things. But then every time I returned because I lost a member of the family. And I'm here again for the same reason. So it's a kind of a city that is sad for me and yet where my roots are. So I hope you'll understand the poignancy of the poem. It was written some time ago. It's called The Twin Cities. It is always past midnight when the rocking train stops at the lonely railway station. A big yellow board says Vijayawada. The sound, just 1 second. I seem to lose it somewhere. So this is a very historical city, and it has a twin culture where you have the Mughal and the Muslim culture as well as a very deeply rooted Hindu one. And so therefore my father actually decided to settle down here, saying that he would enjoy both cultures. So it is always past midnight when the rocking train stops at the lonely railway station. A big yellow board says Vijayawada. The sound of coffee, coffee, coffee going past the window scrambles me awake. I hurriedly opened window and a tiny glass filled with frothing sugar sweet coffee. He's in a hurry, searching for change in my purse. I hear Chilla Nakuma, which means I don't have change. Waving away the change, I let those words bring on waves of nostalgia to immerse me. Home was not far away after all. One had to only wait for dawn, that's all. The train would chug away again, leaving miles of platform behind as sleepy trains whizzed past. Words, voices, the taste of coffee, and you were close, close, very close to where you spent your happy days. A parent waited for you eagerly, his forever young eyes smiling. The dum packed biryani simmering, fragrant, hot, and the double ka meetha with the sprinkling of karonji, sweetening your tongue with its syrupy sweetness. Every day is a gourmet's delight here. That was father's house. The neighbors sent a bowl of fish curry and some days some hot idlis and coconut chutney, the bagara bangan and the mirchi salan, even the garlic and dry fish paste, the infamous Bengali shutki mach, a difficult dish yet bringing back memories of a mother long gone. The motherless girl had come home. The toddy tapper shinnies up the date palm tree, the sun setting, silhouetting his dark form. Both cities rustle in silk saris, shararas, and tinkle in glass bangles studded with colored stones. The Charminar overlooking the narrow lanes where faceless women in burqas put out their fair hands to bangle sellers. The lake which joins the conjoined twins, the two cities, the two cultures, living and sharing, of being and becoming, the looming Golconda Fort, 400 years and more, sentinel of a glorious past. So that's the city I belong to. And if I have time, can I read another poem, Prasanna?
Go ahead, ma'am.
It's called The Fig Tree. And this was we went to live in a house where there was this old dried tree outside, and everybody told me cut it and throw it away. It's a dried old tree. But for some reason, every time I would use water for washing clothes or bathing my kid outside, in the winter, I would just pour that water under this dry tree. A tree dried a long time ago. It's a dead tree, they said. Something in its frozen dryness seemed to say, look here inside. I am alive. Twice they came with axe and spade. Twice they were called away. Earth muscles stretched out and relaxed. The wind sighed as it blew. The dry sky poured this year. The monsoons came pelting down. The rivulets sloped down to the roots. The dead tree tasted nectar, stirring the sap of life inside, morphing the dry anatomy into a green body with budding leaves. The dead tree tasted nectar, stirring the sap of life inside, morphing the dry anatomy into a green body with budding leaves. The big, round, shining leaves unfurled, dressing it in emerald green and pink. The wind danced past, lifting the bridal veil. Buds peeped with flowers and fruit, the magic wand of earth and water, the mystery of wind and sky, palpitating, life restored in full. Ah, it was a fig tree. So the dry tree turned out to be this beautiful, resplendent fig tree. So, in the midst of all the loss that I've had, this tree has been one that tells you that there is a sap of life inside.
That's the positivity you're licking the things around. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends.
Very nice poem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Please welcome Lantern Carrier, Manatita Hutchinson.
Thank you, my brother Prasanna. Just let me bring them up.
Rupali ji, can you hear me?
Yes?
Yeah, it was wonderful meeting you in Delhi the other day, and I'm still reliving those moments. And
Thank you so much.
suddenly my eyes fell on you, and I just forgot everything and ran towards you.
Thank you so much.
Poems are wonderful, and
Do you,
especially reference to the
do
food.
you have two, do you have two, uh, are you in two places? Because there's another lantern carrier that is not muted. Do you have another?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, lantern
Yes,
carrier. There's
I'm
another.
I'm always in two places, and the other one is never muted because there is no audio. So any interference
Go ahead,
there
Singh. Go ahead,
is
sir.
not
Go ahead.
coming from it.
Okay, it's just.
Okay, Sri Chinmoyan birthdays. Each birthday is a tune, a melody of universal music. Each birthday is a petal of a flower, like Josephine's. The flower, petal by petal, blossoms, and then it is ready to be placed in the inner shrine in the aspiring heart. On a birthday, we feel our inseparable oneness with the expansion of a new light, a light that will ultimately cover the length and breadth of the world. The real birthday is the birth of each second in a seeker's life. The transformation of humanity's face is our soul's promise to humanity, and the manifestation of divinity's light here on earth is our soul's promise to divinity. Happy Souls Day, Joscephine. Thank you. And now for my poem. Lamentations of Light, or the light of grief. I weep for our loved ones, for children who encounter the shadows of ignorance in the prime of youth, a time when the earthly demons appear to reign and the Elysian lap of paradise calls the innocent home. Yet love is merciful, kind, and compassionate, and those who portray loving deeds in life will be merited in the afterlife. Their calls for the arms of light and justice prevailing, their tears shed for the oppressors, harvesting and bearing fruits in the hereafter. On this ceaseless wheel of eternal time we come, dance with love like a heavenly actor, then we leave. Our blueprints may include numerous gifts and talents, many virtues and creative geniuses still waiting to unfold. Yet in this mystery, sometimes difficult to comprehend, the Master calls and we must go, however unpleasant the circumstances. Who can claim to know the ways of paradise? Love uses us in its own inscrutable ways for transformation. Although we may grieve our dear ones gone, they are neither dead nor sleeping. On the immortal wheel of time they travel to the soul's sacred bliss of an illustrious realm within. No farewell, for if you listen closely, you will hear the voices in the songbearers' melodies and the bouquets of flowers paying homage to the various legacies. The moon and stars will shine like we do with family and friends, even as love welcomes them in the golden shows of the unknowable. Let us listen to the hummingbirds as they recite psalms for their contributions, say how amiable they were. The swans will waltz to their poise and charisma, for the energies affected many, their vibrancy, nothing but a conduit expressing itself in this earth arena. Let the fragrant jasmines rejoice, sunflowers unfold to a grieving, carrying our tears to the New Jerusalem. For flowers, too, have their stories to tell, even as those who listened to children playing stepped into the naivety and cheerfulness. Grieve warrior must, for it is a virtue of delight, and loved ones will awake joyfully in the regal chambers, a boon from the Master's blessings. Let us show kindness to others, loving them by being a benchmark to goodness and benevolence. Listen while the bugles blow and the trumpets call, and know that in time, dear ones shedding tears will be comforted. Dance with shooting stars, carry the glories of love to the portals of paradise. Give praise and adulation for the majestic grandeur of heaven. Although we may evoke their soulfulness and charm with poignant funeral songs and speeches, lament for the sons and daughters we have lost, the beloved will bring grace and mercy to their souls, born out of a spirit of grief and fortitude, loving prayers and concern. No farewell, for even as the sun sets, only to rise again at daybreak, even as the luminosity of moonbeams glisten in the darkness, and the nightingales sing upon another virgin morn, so too they have ascended, chanting Alleluia to our Lord. And in the breath of the breeze we will feel the spirit, for the wind has carried the joys and sorrows, the playful yesterdays and the exaltation of tomorrows, to place them all at the feet of our effulgent majesty. And now the spirit is sanctified, minstrels play joyfully on harps, as cherubims and seraphims chant the glories of the harmonies. Heaven smiles, gleaming with luster, as they arrive at the gates of serenity and supernal beauty. Soar away, soar away, soar away to freedom. Soar away now, soar away home to freedom. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
As always, let us show kindness to others. Thank you for reminding us that, please. That's profound.
Dhanyabad, my Baiji, Dhanyabad.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Ma'am Joscephine, who is celebrating her birthday today.
All right. My first poem is titled Celebrating Life Daily. Okay, let me tell you a bit of a background of this poem. 2 years ago, I contracted COVID 4 days before my birthday, and I had already reserved for a party at my favorite Indian restaurant for a dozen or so select friends. And all of a sudden, I had to cancel because I had COVID. What happened? Did I lose connection?
No, go
Am
ahead,
I
ma'am.
connected?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so here's the poem titled Celebrating Life Daily. Storms and life's battles fought alone are like unkind strangers at a party outside home. not leaving unturned any stone, working hard and smart to the bone. Honors received were reasons to celebrate, giving many concerts, many plays to date. I studied Italian, French, and Mandarin, seeing life as an international party I'm attending. Many have been coming to me for training. A natural-born teacher, I enjoyed mentoring. My students excelling and even me surpassing, were to me causes for celebrating. On my day of birth, I wanted to celebrate. At an Indian restaurant, I had reserved the date. Favorite friends whose support I've always felt I had wanted with me on my special birth date. A time for bonding, good conversations till late, but distance and sickness took us pate. On this blessed day, I wanted a party, but circumstances, cruel, cut my liberty. Diagnosed at age 2 for stage 3 cancer, living till now free from cancer. On my day of birth, I wanted to celebrate. In my isolation, friends could only commiserate, considering how much I had wanted to celebrate. One would think I'm so unfortunate. But if we see my life extraordinary, life is a party. With me, you'll agree. My next poem is, thank you, Dr. Sahay and my other friends. My next poem is titled Memories by the Fire. I sit beside the fire and think of how my life was in the brink of ending from an illness rare, and of how much to many share. I think of times of having much, and times when I had none of such. I had much joy from my success, as others I could truly bless. The memories of honors had, my life has not at all been bad. I fought my battles all alone. I worked till I was skin and bone. If I could turn the clock once more, I might have chosen to explore a convent life far from it all, a life that readies for the call.
I love the rhyming, ma'am. Beautiful rhyming.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josephine, and a very happy birthday. And
Thank you. Thank you.
Your poem, which celebrates your birth and your rebirth, reminds me of Rabindranath Tagore's song, which he wrote on his birthday, called Hey Nuton. Hey Nuton means Oh New Day. And he celebrates that moment of birth when we see the first light of life. And you brought back memories of that beautiful song. You can Google it and listen to it also. Thank you so much, Josephine, for a beautiful poetry.
I will write on our chat how many years I have survived cancer. I don't like to verbalize it on YouTube and make it so public. I'm not ready to reveal my age, but I will to you in chat.
It's very inspiring. Very, very inspiring.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Inspiration is what we all need. Please welcome Sylvia Ang. Sylvia, please unmute your mic.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to come here and meet all the wonderful poets and friends. I'm doing a one recall, do you listen? But I cannot recall I ever read it here. Do you listen? Do you listen deeply to feel what I feel? Do you listen to find out what I am thinking? Do you listen with understanding, no judgmental? Do you listen the truth about me? Do you listen and feel being heard? Do you listen if you can acknowledge? Do you listen and paraphrase and felt I'm listened to? Thanks for being a good listener, and I love you for that. Okay, that's for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for joining. It's a beautiful poem. I love to have you always. And thank you for joining. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. And thanks for listening. Yes, exactly. Please welcome Kanchan Bhattacharya, Mr. Kanchan Bhattacharya. Sir, please unmute your mic.
Good evening and happy birthday to Joscephine. It's wonderful seeing you here. And to everybody here. I'm also expressing my sympathies to Dr. Rupali. I was trying to contact her, couldn't do much about it. God bless you and be strong. I have many poems today ready with me, but I think I'll confine myself to two of them. The first one is a love story, unfinished story. Listen, once long ago, when you were young and I was still old, we fell into a trench, you in the east side and I graced it to the west. We gave our trenches some odd names here and there and tried to limp through the pits and discovered coils of barbed wires. Coils of barbed wires. We could have been lovers. We then had madness rushing through us. Through broken dams came the floods. I walked south to a megacity, you remained yours. And the trench became a river of poems, longings with exotic fragrances. Fixation walked into me implicitly. The poet in me surveyed many domains of verse. Your eyes sometimes told it all in those faraway days. You too were on the verge of madness, a woman in need of a man. My mind was elsewhere, unaware of the tugs. We walked into the barbed wire, binding two countries, yours and mine. Love found love, laced with guns and the shrapnel of airburst, bloomed into needles of lust. And then came the night when we found exits from the trench. The city called life sleeps in us, forever remains in the frozen past, when words were once said, behind the armor of poems, or lies, denials, tenderly masking what could be said, what was not. And once upon this time, I'm older, and you have grown closer than I thought, the cold conifers touching my window. Thank you, that was the first one. Now, do you wish to hear humor? Everybody?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm talking about Ghalib's maid, Mirza Ghalib, his maid and his goat. And it begins with a saying, hell hath no fury, no, not like a woman scorned, but a pupil frustrated. Hell hath no fury like a pupil frustrated. She walked behind Galib, a poet restless, in her hands a quill, in her mind darkness, and her eyes brimming with hope so hot, in her cheeks a flush. Galib answers me not. Galib, teach me the magic of words. Bless me, thou man of poetic bliss. Maestro, I seek thee. For years I have admired the ghazals that enslave, none to reach me, the verse mysterious I crave. Galib, my maestro sends a heart for this maid. Many a times I have vainly at thee, twirled my braid. I have filled thy goblets with wine, pouted and preened, and kissed the air, O poet majestic, ignored, unseen. Alas, a few years it has been that I harbored the fizza. Alas, a few years it has been that I harbored the fizza in the lanes of Delhi, O Asad, Lion Gali Mirja Mia. Sore in my heart, sore in my soul, hunger now destined. I chose now to be a thief, a woman demeaned. Galib, I leave thee. A moment too I seek. The verse not mine to be. Thy blanket smells of alcohol. Terse words in my mind. The ink long dried. I note. Tied in the courtyard. Tied in the courtyard. The one most dear, thine goat. Tomorrow you may not miss me. Tomorrow you may not miss me. Tomorrow you may not miss me. At the Mushaira. You may be worried. The Bella Capri you call Saida. You may be worried. The Bella Capri you call Saira would be in Jannat. Saira would be in Jannat. Stewed in Mirch Kashmiri, I no longer seek thy incense words. I no longer seek thy incense words. I serve mutton curry. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for presenting beautiful poems. Anybody would like to react, please go ahead. Rupali ma'am, Ambika ma'am, yeah. Or maybe Dr. Poonam ma'am, Poonam Sahay
Yeah,
ma'am.
I'd like to present. Thank you, Prasanna. I'm presenting a wintry fun sport. Heaps and heaps of snow, rolled into different shapes, assembled together mindfully, carefully, artistically, lovingly. Hours and hours of hard work with tiny shivering hands. At last, hey presto, transformed into a gentle, respectable iceman, grinning and smiling with a curvy lemon slice. Its nose patted and firm, 2 plums for beady eyes, a funny cap, an old one, to revoke laughter and giggles, side-splitting, all through, Mr. Snowman shaping bit by bit, looking more like the Swiss fondue. Milo was not satisfied still, brought a carrot to rescue, lending the snowman a majestic hue. Another day, the naughty wind blew away the ears, made of orange rind. The snowman needed to be tended, with great efforts had to be mended. Further, he donned a shiny tie. Laney put it behind the ears, lest they fly. Uncle Munz also gave him a coat. All buttoned he stood, covered to the throat. And then in the wintry night, Mr. Snowman stood to guard with all his uncanny might. Anyone who would dare to just infringe was sure to get a tough fight. Throughout winter, it was such fun to hand Mr. Snowman a cherry bun. Sad we were only to think that come summer, he must shrink. Thank you.
Beautiful storytelling, ma'am. Excellent. Wow.
Thank you, Prasanna.
So now tell me about how you felt. I was asking about the reaction. I mean, this Kanchan sir has left. Maybe. Yeah,
No,
Kanchan
it's
sir.
lovely. It's lovely to be here.
Wonderful.
And it's poetry. Only thing is I can't make it all the time. I'm really sorry about that. Very apologetic for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
lovely to be here. And I keep on tracking everyone. That, of course, what they are doing, what they're presenting in the WhatsApp, that I regularly see. So it's lovely to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Please
Thank
give
you.
a round of applause, my dear friends.
Yeah.
Please welcome Shyamaprasad Patnaik and Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Go. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Some technical problem, some disturbance was going on. Okay. Thank you, Prasanna, for inviting me to recite my poem. First of all, I am going to recite my short English poem. Recently, we have observed Grandparenting Day. So, for that, I have written one small poem, micro poem. The title is Grandparenting, Roam Around Cloud Nine. Grandparenting, a great ecstasy, like roaming around cloud nine. Euphorial bliss, joyous feelings, and cheer, hovering over seventh heaven. Physical wounds and aches healed by their tender, soft touches. Mental stress and anxiety levels subdue with their mesmeric chuckles. We adore bygone sweet moments spent with our own children. Their smiles glare like precious pearls inside marine oysters hidden. When the crustaceans unfurl, we find radiant shining beads within. Filial bonding carries with grandchildren who shares umpteen divine affection. That is the end of my English poem. Secondly, I am going to recite one of my Hindi poem because yesterday we have observed हिंदी दिवस हमने ऑब्जर्व किया है। तो हिंदी दिवस के लिए मैंने ये कविता लिखा है। कविता का शीर्षक है हिंदी हमारी सांस्कृतिक विरासत की धरोहर। तो लीजिए, हिंदी हिंदुस्तान की बन गई आन बान सम्मान और शान। मशहूर प्राचीन भाषा है हिंदी, न्यारा और स्वतंत्र इसकी पहचान। हमारी सांस्कृतिक विरासत की धरोहर और सुदृढ़ नींव का आधार। साहित्य आंदोलन में हिंदी बना है सारथी और स्वतंत्र हिस्सेदार। माँ की मीठी लोरी में छिपी हिंदी के प्रति प्यार। हिंदी साहित्य का विकास करके प्रेम और विश्वास जगाओ चाहूँ। आज हिंदी बना है भावनात्मक संपर्क का विशेष आधार। राष्ट्रभाषा हिंदी का प्रसार से करना है हिंदी का सत्कार। हिंदी भाषा से प्रेरित होकर बना है हमारा प्यारा हिंदुस्तान। अपनी कविता से बनाए रखना है देशभक्ति और चैन अमन। And that was the end of my recitation. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you for presenting poem on Hindi Divas. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Very nice poem.
हिंदी तो सबसे नई भाषा है, प्राचीन भाषा नहीं है। Not the point, Your Honor. Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A pleasant evening to you all, dear poets. I would like to recite about the evening atmosphere of Bangalore. The title of my poem is An Evening in Bangalore. An Evening in Bangalore. This metropolitan city, Bangalore, visited at times without knowing what it amounts to, where exactly it leads to. This metropolitan city, Bangalore, visited at times without knowing what it amounts to, where exactly it leads to. Its place still cool, steady, where time moved very fast, full of fragrances. It's a place still cool, steady, where time moved very fast, full of fragrances. Honey suckling tiny pretty bees, songs of nameless birds, crickets sleep exciting droning, everything is in clairvoyance. Honey suckling tiny pretty bees, songs of nameless birds, crickets sleep exciting droning, everything is in clairvoyance. September breeze blows, grass blades totter, its elegance captivates, body catches fire, tendrils of fragrant flowers twist and wriggle. September breeze blows, grass blades totter, its elegance captivates, body catches fire, tendrils of fragrant flowers twist and wriggle, its air echoing in distant dingle. When breeze smiles, flames come to eye, flowers laughing in the cloudless blue sky, its air echoing in distant dingle. When breeze smiles, flames come to eye, flowers laughing in the cloudless blue sky. This is the first poem, and the second poem is all about a butterfly. Butterfly. The title of the poem is When Butterfly Flies. When Butterfly Flies. Let me go to the garden in the backyard and catch butterfly for her enchanting beauty and gentle grace to appease my wish. Let me go to the garden in the backyard and catch butterfly for her enchanting beauty and gentle grace to appease my wish. The butterfly sits silently under the silent bush. Its body is as soft as gentle, delicate flutters into my life with rare presence. The butterfly sits silently under the silent bush. Its body is as soft as gentle, delicate flutters into my life with rare presence. Again it flies away, its gentle flight, a reminder of life's fleeting moments, goes where it pleases, and it pleases wherever it goes. Again it flies away, its gentle flight, a reminder of life's fleeting moments, goes where it pleases, and it pleases wherever it goes. When love opens in heart, butterfly returns. Love begins, sun shines. I look at how it connects, captivates hearts. When love opens in heart, butterfly returns. Love begins, sun shines. I look at how it connects, captivates hearts. Through my affection for this elegant butterfly, I safeguard this inhabitant as his guardian of fragile ecosystems, inspires ebb and admiration. Through my affection for this elegant butterfly, I safeguard this inhabitant as his guardian of fragile ecosystems, inspires ebb and admiration. Now it is completed. Thanks, dear Prasanna and other poet friends.
Beautiful. A tribute on Bangalore and a butterfly as well. Beautiful. And maybe if you observe, it's losing its roots, maybe Bangalore. I hope Ambika ma'am agrees with me. But yes, that is the fact, what the reality the Bangalore. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for reading out your poetry poems. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Jaya Kalyanaraman. Miss Jaya Kalyanaraman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or should I be also saying good morning and good afternoon to folks from across the globe. And before I start, I want to wish Joscephine on her birthday. I saw what you said, but I'm not going to announce it here. And congratulations on being a survivor. Wishing you good health in the years to come.
Were you surprised at my age?
I never thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely age to be, you know. It's a lovely age to be. I'm going to be 3 years older than you soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in another 10 days. So I want to recite my poem. I wrote this on the 7th, and I think I was slightly down in the dumps, and I had to cheer myself up. So I wrote this poem. Behind every dark cloud is a silver lining, and nothing teaches one this lesson more than age itself. There was a time when one could not dare to dream, and yet destiny struck the most beautiful balance. When expectations were low, opportunities came knocking at my door. I seized every moment and made them my own. For the folks who saw potential in me, things I didn't think I was capable of, I believe that their faith and confidence were signs that the universe was on my side. That's my first poem. And this is my second. In Philippines and further east, the sun has set and it's past bedtime. In the US and across its 4 time zones, folks are waking up to a new day and are managing their Sunday chores. Across Europe, it's lunchtime and they have food on their mind. Here in India, dinner could be any time between 6 and 9. Everyone's scrambling, organizing, and managing time just to be there for our weekly 7 p.m. prime. I ponder about this compulsion that drives us from all across the globe to mark the date with this forum, making for a memorable union. We sit enchanted, quite tuned in, searching for meaning as a poet reads on, in languages unknown, in accents incomprehensible, yet the facial expressions and the intonation hold us mesmerized till the end. In a world that is so fragmented, this fellowship we share, a bond that binds us together as one, speaks to me of the brotherhood of man. Distance, time, religion, and cultures, age, qualifications, and egos do not define us. The camaraderie we share is divine. A renowned poet, an aspiring poet, all driven by just one goal, to be in the safe space, to support, to encourage, and follow an unwritten, unspoken rule of behavior. It is to Prasanna Kumar we owe the Sunday evening platform of expression. It is to Prasanna Kumar we owe the Sunday evening platform of expression, an initiator and a creator of a forum so sublime. Let us respect one another and keep the space sacred and divine. Thank you.
So in the place of Prasanna Kumar, it could be any. So that is something. But thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I take it. Beautiful rendition. I love your pronunciation, ma'am. Very clear. I mean, what do you call? Impeccable, maybe. That's.
Jayaji,
Hanji.
thank you for a beautiful poem and
Yes.
beautiful praise to Prasanna, who happens to be my virtual neighbor, lives about 2 kilometers away. Okay.
Yeah.
And he has been to my place a number of times. And I'm fortunate that he has also dragged me into this, which I find a beautiful place to read poetry and meet so many people with whom I'm so familiar with, yet never heard them perform poetry. Okay, and I'm so glad to every one of you, glad to see every one of you here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Lantern?
And thank you, Jaya.
Hanji?
I'm very, very happy that you have not only written this poem, but presented. And it is very, very important because of certain incidents that have been happening on this forum of late. And so, you found a way to tell us that this is a very sacred space. And I'm not on many platforms at all, I'm only on Prasanna's. And, Prasanna is a brand name now. I'm Prasanna, you're Prasanna. And we're all Prasanna.
He's so shy.
Prasanna means happiness. Prasanna means happiness. And I think it's to say, we're all Prasannas. Thank you, Prasanna. And thank you, Jaya. Thank you very much. Very proud of you.
Totally support
Thank
both
you.
of you. Totally support both of you. So beautiful.
Thank you. And Lantern, you've just
This is
given
a
me a
field of love.
PhD. You've made me Dr. Jaya Kalyanaraman. Thank you. Yeah. It's good to see you here, Ray Whitaker. I last heard all your lovely poems when you did the solo show. And I don't think 30 minutes solo show, a solo poem reading a few months ago. And I think I'm seeing you after all this time. God bless.
Thank you for your, thank you for saying the things you've said. And it's good to see you too as well. I've been looking for you here and hadn't seen you here for a while, but thank you.
Yeah, we've generally been playing hide and seek.
She went missing
Some
for
of
a while,
us.
didn't she? You were sorely missed.
I was off for the whole month of August, so you probably were here and I wasn't. So, but thank you for saying those things.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And thank you, Prasanna, for this wonderful forum. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please welcome Ray Whitaker.
I have two for you today, and both are just a.
So please unmute your mic.
Okay, all right. I have two for you today, and both are just a wee little bit angry. So I hope that's not gonna. Well, anyway, here they are. The first one I go up for you is from my latest book, The Impromptu of Love of Music, and it's called The Two of Us. I wonder what you said, not like there was a good thing to come. Was it me that changed in this, or was it you? Confusion of the desires, fusion in the fires, delusion in the eyes, private sighs. I thought about the way it used to be when we enjoyed the music. Was it you that changed in that, or was it me? hoarding the times when we had those joys of a lavender evening. Now it's strained, dense. We separate from each other. Confusion of the thirsts, petitions in the cravings, dispositional empathy in the eyes, private sighs. Guess it's not like there's any great thing left. That wasn't one that could have lasted. It became so complicated. Was it me or was it you? I wonder about the things you said. Not like there was some moving thing to come. Was it me that changed in this, or was it you? Mystification of the desires, agitation of the fires, discombobulation in the eyes, private sighs. Thank you. And this next one I wrote while camped in the very big mountains of Colorado last month. And y'all are the first to hear it. It's called On the Mountain. There had been a burn on the slopes so long ago that there was the lack of decayed tree trunks, covered now with a faint green, and from my distant vantage it looks like it's freshly mown. Sparse medium-length pines, a lot of them filing towards the border, that ridge top that had escaped the orange fire, whereas the escarpment above had not. A view not like modern art, more seemingly like the definitive brushstrokes of those 1500 Flemish masters. An angled line going gradually up the slope, open green glen before, almost as if painted, the stand of pines reaching up towards whiskey-white clouds going by on their way north. The mountain lion, only visible when she moves. She goes from hide to hide, flexes her claws when stopped, alert, noticing, smelling everything, her tawny brown immediately blended and now resting on a flat, level sandstone. She's tolerating the black bear above her, some several hundred yards up. They know not the purple friendship of familiarity, this a respectful detente with plenty of air. There is a burning on the edge of a village, still smoking from a destroyed house, from the bear of Russian invasion during the dark night. Stomping all over the yellow and blue, artillery can be heard in the shorter distance, outside the ville, in the trees, between the fields, where orcs screech with bloodthirst, only stopped by daylight and HIMARS. It is a battle ongoing in the destruction of village squares. Unlike the mountain lion and black bear, the dearly insulted Ukrainians move into range for their Bradley fighting vehicles and Leopard tanks, defending, acting, claiming their right to do so. We watch their world of fire from a distance. Fighter jet shadows quickly traverse the field stones. Thank you.
Brilliant. Really.
Perfectly lyrical, Amazing poetry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I write what moves me, and I never know from one day to the next which way to move. You know, it just comes. And I retreat to the wildernesses to write a lot. Those visions of the wilds move me to type into my iPad. I take the iPad when I go, you know, so thank you all. Thank you for listening.
Ray, you're awesome.
It's
I
a delight.
really, I'm a real fan of yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Welcome.
very much.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Santosh, Dr. Santosh Bakaya.
Hello, good evening. It was a great pleasure listening to all the wonderful, vibrant personalities. And it's Prasanna, it's always a pleasure being here. And before, and Josephine, a very, very happy birthday to you. Hats off to you to your resilience and grit and gumption. So I'm going to read a poem from my book, What is the Meter of the Dictionary? What is the Meter of the Dictionary? And the poem is about a refugee. The poem is about a refugee who is thinking of certain things. The refugee in his temporary shelter. I peep through the shabby window, hear some plodding of tired feet, plodding of tired feet. Is some homeless wanderer like me searching for his lost home? When the darkness becomes impenetrably dark, I hear a nocturnal orchestra. Strangely enough, in the dark, things appear bright, things appear bright. Human bellicosity no longer troubles me. Human bellicosity no longer troubles me as I slowly drift into a parallel universe. I ignore that thud in my chest, thud, 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 that painful thud, listening to the notes of the musical night. Will I ever be home again? Will I ever have a home again? Will I ever cuddle up to my beloved in those moon-watched fields? Those moon-watched fields? Will we ever walk hand in hand, hand in hand, hand in hand on that much-loved hillside, dappled with silver birch trees? Is that the moon? Is that the hallowed moon, floated with promise, smiling at me, winking at me? Rain, pain, or maybe some gain. I wait in throes of quivering anticipation once again. In a sudden flash, I see my father, winding up time. Where is father? What time is this? I crane my neck around. Hush, hush. Do I hear that long lost carefree refrain yet again? Thank you so much.
As always, ma'am, very lively, exuberant, and very powerful. If you have another one, you could go ahead, ma'am.
Pardon?
If you wanted to go with another one, you could go ahead.
If you have time, my battery is about to conk off, but I'll try to read another poem. Juxtaposition. This is again from the same book. Juxtaposition. Why do I see angry wolves dancing around the campfire? A huge cat glares at me with eyes which look like gold coins. Her tail twitches in anger, great anger. What have I done? Why does my dream have touches of a nightmare? But silly. Nightmares are also dreams. Did no one tell you this? A disheveled person standing guard in muddy boots remarks, an owl hoots. There is an intricate sparkling web all around me. The man bares his teeth. Come into my web, says he. Why should I come into a web? Am I crazy? I retort. In the hazy surroundings, I'm swamped by confusion. I crave for music. I crave music. That which is the food of love. Music that heals. Music that soothes. Hey, presto! I hear a flute and percussion, jingling bells, jangling bells. The music gets liveliest. Someone strumming the guitar now. Bizarre. That's bizarre. Oh, how I want the ocean, how I want the ocean to roll over my feet. Fists tightened, fists tightened. I feel a calm, a soothing balm, a sparkling brightening in frightening places. One dream over, one dream over. Another had begun, a bright one. I could see myself lying near the ocean as the water rolled over my feet, as the water rolled over my feet. Someone again strummed a guitar, healing me, healing me. But why did the fluffy tail of the ominous cat still twitch, twitch, twitch? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh Bakaya. I don't know about what you mean by saying your battery is going down, because you've charged ours. You've done that. And whatever I read that you write, whenever I get time to, really sit down and read your poetry and your morning meandering, you're so connected with the sounds and the senses and the buzzing around of animals and birds, and it's remarkable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Rupali ji, do you know people call me crazy? They call me.
And Santosh ji, good evening.
Good evening.
Namaskar, namaskar. And I play the guitar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's awesome. Your verse is awesome. Thank you.
Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Dr. Santosh Bakaya. Please welcome.
And before you continue, let me tell you something. Someone here was asking me whether I run a magazine. I don't run a magazine. I am a magazine.
Guilty.
And Santosh Magazine and Santosh Bakaya, both are my surnames. Thank you.
Please welcome Miss Saraswati Poswal.
Good morning, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, salam. How are you all doing? Hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much, K. Kumarji, for this opportunity. And I was listening everyone. It was great hearing all the poems, and everyone was great. Feeling proud to be here. So I will start with one of my poems. This is a tribute for my small little doll, angel, my Natin. Her name is Tyra. So it was written day before yesterday. It was an encouragement, hi-fi and hug day. So I wrote this poem for her. I'll start with that. Can you hear me? Am I audible too? Yeah. Okay. Encouragement, hi-fi and hug day. Encouragement, hi-fi and hug day. It's your day, Tahira. It's your day, Tahira. It's your favorite day. You love doing hi-fi. You love doing hi-fi, scrolling down the screen. You love watching Shak Do Do Do. You love watching Shak Do 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 and selfless love and laughing. While I love hugging you, you encouraged me, motivate me with your adorable smile that cherished me. Your alluring eyes that make me mesmerized. I wait for your dimple on both sides of cheek. I wait for your dimple on both sides of cheek that appear when you are jovial. That appears when you are jovial. My heart floats under your feet. When you keep softly, I'm overwhelmed. She started walking. She's turned one. Now she's walking and she's making all us laugh, and we just walk around her. It's wonderful to look her walking and watching this what do you call those Shak Doodoo and McDonald's and all those poems, rhymes she listens, and I try to make for her also. I enjoy talking to her. Okay, now I'll start with one of my Hindi poem. As it was a Hindi Divas yesterday, so it's on Hindi. Hindi Meri Shaan. The title of my poem is Hindi Meri Shaan. हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है, हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है, हिंदी से ही बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है, हिंदी से ही बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है। हिंदी को मिले पहचान, हिंदी को मिले पहचान, ऐसा कुछ कर तू इंसान। हिंदी को मिले पहचान, ऐसा तू कुछ कर इंसान। हिंदी है हम वतन, हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है। हिंदी से बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है। हिंदी को भी मिले बराबर का सम्मान, हिंदी को भी मिले बराबर का सम्मान। हिंदी से ही तो मेरे वतन की आन। हिंदी को मिले बराबर का सम्मान, हिंदी से ही तो मेरे वतन की आन। हिंदी क्यों लुप्त हो रही है जहान में, हिंदी क्यों लुप्त हो रही है जहान में। हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है। हिंदी से बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है। हिंदी से मेरा गौरव, हिंदी मेरा अभिमान है। हिंदी से मेरा गौरव, हिंदी से मेरा अभिमान है। हिंदी ने दिया शून्य महान है, हिंदी ने ही दिया शून्य महान है। हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है। हिंदी से ही बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है। ना देता दशमलव भारत तो, ना देता दशमलव भारत तो फिर चांद पे जाना मुश्किल था। देता ना दशमलव भारत तो फिर चांद पे जाना मुश्किल था। धरती और चांद की दूरी का अंदाजा लगाना मुश्किल था। ना देता दशमलव भारत तो फिर चांद पे जाना मुश्किल था। धरती और चांद की दूरी का अंदाजा लगाना मुश्किल था। हिंदी मेरी शान है, हिंदी मेरी पहचान है। हिंदी से बना मेरा हिंदुस्तान है। धन्यवाद। उम्मीद है आपको मेरी दोनों कविताएं पसंद आई होंगी। थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत खूब मैम, बहुत पसंद आई।
धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच के कुमार जी। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
Let's not get into the debate of somewhere.
For Hindi, we can have a debate for Hindi. Some people are saying new है Hindi. Hindi is not new. Hindi is बहुत पुराना. Hindi is not new one.
Yeah, ma'am.
Saraswati, that was a lovely poem on your
Thank you.
one-year-old grandchild.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Just enjoy those moments. Savor every little progress they make.
Yeah.
Because I keep wondering, where did time fly? My first grandchild suddenly turned 18.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And this on the 18th, he's going to be joining the University of California, Davis. And he's going to be doing a 4-year course in ocean and something science. Yeah.
Then you must have
ocean and coastal science. Yeah.
Stored the moments with you all when he grew up. You must have stored all the moments with you in your heart, because
oh yes,
very valuable moments. Yeah.
You know, when they're tiny, they cling on to you, and by the time they turn, they start going to school, and a little later, when they're into their teens, they have their own lives. So you're there, grandparents, but you can't touch them. No more hugs, no more kisses. It's just, they go through a phase. So enjoy this moment.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I enjoyed your poem too, but I could not reply that time. My daughter was online. I was talking to her, and that granddaughter she was also there online. That's why I could not reply.
We are always multitasking, aren't we?
Multitasking. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Sorry
so
for
much.
taking up so much time, Prashna Kumar.
Please welcome Meena Chauhan. Miss Meena.
Thank you.
Good evening, Prasanna and all my poets. Good morning also. So आज मैं एक छोटी सी पोएम पढ़ने जा रही हूँ हिंदी में। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर के आंखों से दूर हूँ। एक मजदूर को ये लगता है कि मैं इतना गरीब हूँ तो भगवान मेरी तरफ क्यों नहीं देखता। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर की आंखों से दूर हूँ। छत खुला आसमान है, फिर भी नित दिन में गाता राम धून हूँ। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ। आत्मसंतोष को जीवन का लक्ष्य बनाया। आत्म संतोष को जीवन का लक्ष्य बनाया। चिथड़े फटे कपड़े में सूट पहनने का सुख पाया। चिथड़े फटे कपड़े में सूट पहनने का सुख पाया। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर के आंखों से दूर हूँ। सफलता एक एक क्षण की ही सही, सफलता एक एक क्षण की ही सही, लेकिन अनमोल मजदूर हूँ। सपनों के आसमान में जीता हूँ, सपनों के आसमान में जीता हूँ। उम्मीदों के आंगन को सींचता हूँ। सपनों के आसमान में जीता हूँ, उम्मीदों के आंगन को सींचता हूँ। 2 वक्त की रोटी खाने के लिए अपने स्वाभिमान को नहीं बेचा। 2 वक्त की रोटी खाने के लिए अब अपने स्वाभिमान को नहीं बेचा। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर के आंखों से दूर हूँ। कंधों पर जिम्मेदारी का जिसका मुझे एहसास है, कंधों पर जिम्मेदारी का जिसका मुझे एहसास है। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर के आंखों से दूर। अब मैं मजदूर इस तरह जीना चाहता हूँ, अब मैं मजदूर इस तरह जीना चाहता हूँ। पढ़ा लिखा कर अपने बच्चों को ऊंचे पदों पर पहुंचाना चाहता हूँ। पढ़ा लिखा कर अपने बच्चों को ऊंचे पदों पर पहुंचाना चाहता हूँ। महल ना हो, महल ना हो, लेकिन रहने को घर हो। महल ना हो, लेकिन रहने को घर हो। खाने को 2 वक्त की रोटी हो। मैं भी कुछ दे सकूं किसी को, मैं भी कुछ दे सकूं किसी को, ऐसी मेरी चाहत है। मैं एक मजदूर हूँ, ईश्वर के आंखों से दूर हूँ। बहुत छोटी सी कविता, और ये किताब जो योग प्रसंग में छप चुकी है, तो मैंने अभी कोई नई नहीं लिखी थी तो मैंने वही पढ़ दिया। Thank you.
Awesome poem and a
Thank you.
great thing, you know, I remember Sitaram Yechuri ji. He passed away yesterday. And what a beautiful thing if it was said for his memory. You know, a gentleman, well-educated person, okay, one of the best politicians, a polished gentleman, okay, and he has donated his body, okay, for medical research. And I wish, and I want to say that this is one of the best compliments to Sitaramji. God bless you.
Thank you, Meena ma'am.
Thank you.
It was indirect tribute to Sita Rameshwari. So, like Kanchan said, it's a wonderful way. Please give a round.
धन्यवाद मीना चौहान जी, आपका कविता बहुत बहुत सुंदर है। बिकॉज ये एक आप उन लोगों की तरफ देख रहे हैं, आपकी कविता उनकी तरफ देख रहे हैं जिनकी तरफ कोई देखता नहीं है। And therefore it's a very very important poem, and it tells us a lot about you as a person also, because जो कवि है उसका दायित्व बनता है कि वो सिर्फ अपने बारे में ही सिर्फ ना लिखे, बट अपने चारों तरफ जो इंसान है उनकी तरफ भी देखे। So thank you so much, very kind of you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Rupali.
indeed.
Thank you so much. Always.
I want to say one point. Ora kaj kore. Rupali ji, that is in continuation. Ora kaj kore.
Yeah.
They work.
ये मैंने कब लिखा था, जब मेरे घर में वुडवर्क का काम चल रहा था और मैं सोच रही थी कि देखो, उससे मैं बातें कर रही थी उस मजदूर से, तो उसने कहा कि मैडम मैं तो अपने बच्चों को पढ़ा लिखा के इस लायक करना चाहता हूँ कि मैं भी किसी को कुछ दे सकूं। तो उसी समय मैंने ये पोएम लिखी थी, और 2 साल।
Beautiful. I hope to converse with you someday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rupali. Thank you, Prasanna, or everybody. Thank you so much.
Yes, I think to look at those who work towards the labor force, without whom we would not be able to do anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rupali.
Please give a round
Thank you,
of
Prasanna.
applause. Please welcome Miss Padma ma'am. Padma Sedlu.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. Yeah, the title of my poem is Rise Again. Hope I'm audible. I know, yeah. Rise again. I know death is inevitable. It brings trauma and void, a kind of emptiness in the world. You feel you're unimportant, or the world pushes you away. How long do you like to be dull? The moments you had, you lost. The memories make you be alive, and the actions bring you joy. Live like a man who never lived. You struggled for the name and fame, traveled miles, miles, and miles. Thorny paths made you a warrior, trodden roads turned you a wiser. What's remaining ahead now? Peaceless mind with a busy body, unavoidable fate that teases you, limited living opportunities, minimized friends and relatives, yet you must pull on, pull on. The sun sets in the west and rises in the east again. Koel sings again and again in spring. Rivers flow, tides rise, and stars twinkle. When nothing stops, why do you?
Brilliant, ma'am. Do you have another one, ma'am? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a Telugu poem I'm going to recite. This is about satisfaction. Just recite and then maybe I'll give you little explanation. Santrupti. The title of the poem is Santrupti. ఓ మనిషి అనంతమైన అభిలాషలతో అంతేలేని ఆశలతో అనుదినం ప్రయాణించేవు, లేనిది కోరేవు, ఉన్నదాని విలువ మరిచేవు. నీ జీవితానుభవంలో చూసింది విన్నది కొద్ది మాత్రమే. నీకున్నది చాలా స్వల్ప అభిప్రాయం. అనుభవాల పొరలు విప్పితే అగుపడును స్పష్టంగా జనుల దుస్థితి. ఆకలితో అలమటించేదొకరు, గూడు నిద్ర లేని అభాగ్యుడు ఇంకొకడు. తండ్రి ముందే కూతురిని హింసించే అసురులు, బిడ్డల ముందే ఆత్మహత్య చేసుకునే తల్లిదండ్రులు, దురదృష్టానికి హతమార్చబడేవారు మరికొందరు. పరుల బాధల ముందు నీ బాధలెన్ని? నీకున్న దానిలో తృప్తి నొందు. కలిమిలేములు కష్టసుఖాలు జీవిత పాఠాలే గాని వ్యతిరేక భావాలు కావు. రహదారులెన్నైనా ధ్యేయం అనేది ఒక్కటే. తీయని కలలు అనుక్షణం ఒక ప్రేరణ. ధ్యానంతో శ్రమించు, త్యజించకు బాధ్యతలు. అంధకారంలో దీపమై ప్రకాశించు, అనురాగంతో లోకాన్ని జయించు. This is just to say there are many people who are struggling in life and your struggles are very few in front of them. Just be satisfied with whatever you have and spread love and affection in the world. That's what gist of the book. Thank you.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful reading. Beautiful,
Thank you so much.
There's something I want to say.
Yeah, ma'am.
That was a lovely poem. Though I didn't follow it, you explained it, you translated it.
Yeah, ma'am.
You know, there's a saying that when people get together and throw up all their problems, you just want to catch your own.
Yeah.
You don't want to catch the other person's problems because their life is worse than yours.
Yes.
So we're all striking a balance somewhere. Thank you, Padma.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Jaya, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Very philosophical. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome our very own Sneha Goel.
Thank you, Prasanna. My first poem is She, Not the Girl You Met. What is it you are looking for? She is not the girl you met anymore. Carefree or caring, what is it you want? She had long forgotten those words of once, cause she is not your girl anymore. Her life was meant to follow you, and your desire is still to follow her. Can't you see she's free? Her thoughts are not in your possession anymore. She doesn't need to be wanted, neither she wants to need you anymore. Yes, she was broken and hurt when you walked out. You snatched the most beautiful relation and the only heavenly place on earth she knew. You took along those kisses and hugs, leaving her alone in the middle of nowhere. She kept fighting her own self, identifying the mistakes she made, which made you upset and leave her. You told her she is far more possessive than you could handle, so felt guilty for months. Until one day, she took a hard look at herself, self pitying. How could she let someone take bit by bit of her every moment? Enough of brooding, she decided. She would not be seen ever again, and promising to find her true worth, she worked on loving herself more than she ever loved you. It's 2 years since you left, and now you're back to find her? So sorry. You are at the wrong place. The girl you are searching for was buried long ago. What is it you are looking for? She is not the girl you met anymore. Should I read my second poem? It's in Hindi. Okay. So this is something that I wrote in the morning. यह फोन जाने कितने काम कर जाता है, मन उदास हो तो गाने सुनाता है, दोस्त की याद हो तो नंबर घुमाता है, कुछ मीठा खाना हो तो स्विगी करवाता है। यह फोन जाने कितने छोटे बड़े काम कर जाता है। बेटी घर से दूर हो तो वीडियो कॉल पर चैट करवाता है, बेटे की फिक्र हो तो व्हाट्सएप मैसेज टाइप करवाता है। इस भाग दौड़ की जिंदगी में अपनों को अपने संग जोड़े रखता है। यह फोन कितने भाग दौड़ करवाता है, बॉस का मैसेज आते ही नाश्ते टेबल पर छुड़वा देता है, किसी इंपॉर्टेंट क्लाइंट का कॉल आने पर बच्चों संग खेलते बोर्ड गेम को ठुकरा देता है, बिछड़ी सहेली के फोन कॉल पर तो एग्जाम का सिलेबस तक भुलवा देता है। ये फोन जाने हमें कितने नाच नचाता है, कहूं बिन इसके या साथ इसके जीना दुश्वार हो जाता है। थैंक यू।
Both go, both go. Very light and very funny and very true. And the first one is maybe a true story. Yeah.
It's not exactly true, but yeah, I felt that I should extend it also. Like I wrote it many years back, maybe 10 years back. So now I wanted to extend it, and I'm glad I found it now.
Yeah. Very, no, very reflective kind. So that was Sneha. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Maria.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be with you all. Thanks, Prasanna, for joining us on this session of the Fertile Brains platform. Today, I have some words about suicide. As you know, September is the month of suicide awareness. Hope you like it. Suicide. Repression is considered one of the causes people take their own lives into the abyss of suicide. When the person goes deeply to the end of the well, the disease disturbs the mind, and the last will she want to be dead. Those around the person with depression, the mental disorder, have to pay attention to the signs of isolation, no interaction, irregular ingestion of food, crying without any good reason. Before late, the illness needs medical assistance as therapeutic medicine besides counseling. It's time to chat with an expert to avoid the worst. Someone who could listen to the sick person, offering a helping hand. As well, many talking means the true difference to reeling. It's time to be close of dear ones and expose what's afflicting him or her. At this level of illness, the support of relatives does the difference. A few days ago, unfortunately, we had an incident near us. A middle-aged guy took his own life. It was very sad. It was a shock because there was no previous evidence of his illness. He used to go to work, lots of friends, but his wife decided to divorce from him. It was the trigger to commit his suicide, we think. Abuse of illicit substance, a bomb to explode, directing people to death, and the whole of social groups at this time bring them to talk about their real condition plus clinical assistance for future reading. There are persons who become addicted by curiosity, fashion, and after experience the drug once, twice, thrice, are dependent of illicit substance. The more they consume, the more they want. Sexual abuse by unknown persons, relatives, and friends trigger ideas of suicide. Women deserve respect. Authorities should invest more to protect the female persons. Relatives should cuddle the sexually injured woman, not blame her, either let her to her own luck, providing counseling, therapy, and snugness do good. Feminine persons on condition of living in the streets deserve care. No one is too poor that a dish of food cannot offer. Public shelter in days of winter avoid people dying in chilly days. In some big centers, the subways offer to people living in the streets a good night's sleep in their empty corridors and with a mattress and a dish of soup at night. It's snugness to those in need. Summarizing, the first step is a conversation with people at risk. It's a big beginning. It costs nothing and shows how a human being should proceed after listening to the less fortunate. Well, this was something about suicide and some situations that trick the person to commit suicide, take his own life. I have a short poem. Can I? Yes? Well, Moon and Sea is the title. You look at me with great eyes. I know you longing for shine. You think sparkling sky, youth of mine. I'm just a piece of light that illuminates the night. You rippling waters to haunting even the brave ones. The beauty of us is the dream of all that don't know jealousy, but bravery, ecstasy. That's it. Thank you very much for listening to me. I really appreciate to be with you all.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for presenting your poem on mental health. It's very much needed, and talking about suicide and all. So
Thank you,
emotional.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome Prabha Shastri Joshila.
Good evening to everybody. Today I am telling you one thing. Just now, two books are here. They will release in this month end. One is Marana Sharanam. Another thing is children stories. Sagi Mariyu Snehitulu. These two books are this month end. It will release. Okay. Yes, now I will read my poems. Subhashita. Seemantinii Shukashanta Seemantinii Shukashanta Rajako Bhutgunottama Vidvaddihatka Sadavanya Praitrovoktam Nabhujyate. అంటే ముత్తైదువులలో శాంత స్వభావం కలవారు ఎవరు? గుణశ్రేష్ఠైన రాజు ఎవరై ఉన్నారు? విద్వాంసులు ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఎవరిని వందించాలి? దీనికి ఉత్తరం చెప్పబడింది, అయితే తెలియదు. సీమంతి నీషుకా శాంత రాజా కోభూత్తమ విదద్వికా సదా వందనం. అదే శ్రీమంత ముత్తైదుని గౌరవించాలి, అలాగే రాజు, అలాగే విద్వత్తున్న పండితుల్ని మనం గౌరవించాలని దీని అర్థమట. Now I am reading my poem. కష్టాలంటే ఇష్టం. కష్టాలంటే ఇష్టం. మనిషి పుట్టాక తప్పదు కష్టం. మనిషి అనుకున్నవన్నీ ఒళ్ళో రాలవు, కోరినవన్నీ రావు, అనుకున్నవన్నీ ఒళ్ళో రాలవు. అవే కష్టాలు అవునా? అవే బాధ అనుకుంటే మరి చెట్టు రోడ్డు మీద పడి అడుక్కు తినే అభాగ్యుల గతి ఏమిటి? అవే బాధ అనుకుంటే మరి చెట్టు రోడ్డు మీద పడి అడుక్కుని తినే అభాగ్యుల గతి ఏమిటి? తినటానికి అన్నం లేదు, ఎండా వాన పడకుండా కాచే గూడు లేదు, నిద్రపోదామంటే హాయినిచ్చే పరుపు లేదు, ఒంటి నిండా బట్టకరువు, బొక్కలు పీలకైన బ్రతుకు, అయినా కన్నీళ్లు రావు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకి భయం తెలియదు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకి భయం తెలియదు. దొరికింది తిని నవ్వుతారు. రేపటి పోరాటం లేదు, దోచి దాచాలన్న దురాశ లేదు, అస్సలు లేదు, ఉండదు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు ఇది 3 నాళ్ల ముచ్చటని, బ్రతుకు బరువు కాదు. కష్టమంటేనే వాళ్ళకిష్టం, కష్టమంటేనే వాళ్ళకిష్టం. కానీ 4 కాసులలోడికి తీరని జంజాటాలు, దురాశ పరులకి కన్నీళ్లు, 4 ఏళ్ళు నోట్లోకి వెళ్ళే వాళ్ళకి బాధలు, రోగాలు, ఎప్పుడు చూసినా నిరాశలు, ఏడుపులు, ఎగుడు దిగుళ్ళు, దిక్కుమాలిన బెంగలు. అందుకే జీవితం అంటే ఏమిటనే అర్థం చేసుకో. లేనిపోని ఆలోచనలు విడు. దేవుడిచ్చిన ఇవే వరాలని ముద్దు అను. చక్కగా చిక్కగా ముద్దుగా నీ జీవితాన్ని నువ్వే ఆదుకో. తప్పులు చేయకుండా జాగ్రత్త పడు. ఒకవేళ తప్పులుంటే ఆలంపై ఈలంప వాటిలో వాయించుకో. అప్పుడు చూడు నీకు సర్ప్రసకం. అప్పుడు చూడు స్వర్గసుఖం. నమస్కారం అందరికి. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన అందరికి పెద్దలకి.
Excellent, excellent. That brings us to the end of the. I mean, I have one poem to read. I mean, shared by Mr. Muralidhar Rao. He's an advocate, senior advocate.
Do you want Laxman Rao's? I can read it. He left it on the screen before you left.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Please.
Well, I have to find it. Yeah.
By the time you search, I will finish this reading.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know what this is about. Maybe I think it's about a friend, our friend. Human mind, sit before computer, which will record the entire universe, the past and the present events. Committing errors is human nature. To avoid them is good procedure. This is the boon to one and all, saves money and time, labor and energy. It's a true friend of modern man, keeps him fit and progresses the society. So it's by Muralidhar, Mr. Muralidhar. Sir, go ahead.
So he wrote a poem called Strands of Grass. How did the flowers dare to bloom and blossom amidst the dry grass, akin to my love for you? You are as desperate and depressed as dry grass, while I came in with the fragrant flowers of hue, with the sign of hope that depicts the strife of life and love, for life, the eternal continuance of strife, and the aftermath sessions of life and death. Why don't we conjoin when we are rare to be found? What's worrying you? Whether it's the beauty of love or the truth of hatred, beautify thine own being with the beauty of a thing, your mind over body, with the joy that sadness or agony that englows. You're at least the dry grass strands of summer, but I'm akin to dead grass blades of spring spread over. I think that's the last one. You're at least the dry grass strands of summer, but I am akin to dead grass blades of spring spread over. Laxman Rao, Bangalore, India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was lovely. And I love the poem in your voice, especially. So,
Just tried. He didn't leave it for anyone. I thought, well, we might as well hear it.
Thank you. I got two pieces for you. Maybe I think I could just read them out. And hopefully this you would guess the theme and that's what it's about. So what's this? What's gotten into you people? Why are you all lying scattered on the ground? Can you all guess as to what happened to your otherwise mellowing moods? Alas, how could you anyway? Because all are mired in indulgence without having a sense of having their clothes on or off bodies done. The venom of sensual syrup and juices. Now you lost the conscience to identify yourself, whether you are living the sleep or sleeping dead. I'm seductress. You fail to grasp my schemes. I bewitch you to lick the wise as a testing to see how could you take the moral or immoral realms of clamorings. But you never won me in winning over my devices of debasement. You proved to be having no control over senses. Poor you. This is based on this. I hope you could just see that. As if nothing sensual senses in this. And there is one piece. The web of haze contributed the mind to wave the words in response to the stupor of spaces that are filled with smog of dissension of thoughts. Some are for penning plays about nature's mystery. Some are after censuring in retaliation of nature's dissonance by creating the chaos. The solace of mist howl to burn the skins. The weather needs to change its posture. It's expected to rain and showers in summers and provide succor in seasonal rains, some warmth in climes of winter, but nothing seems to be in its box to unbox as it desire to wish as a blessing. Nature already burning under the fires of carbonation of man's weakness. Nothing could turn out to be like olden days, chirps of birds, nor howls of owls, a thing of past, cosmos of carbon. This is it. Thank you. That's the end of the show, my dear friends. Thank you for joining, and hopefully see you all.
Before you go, Prasanna,
Yes.
I would victimize you by inviting you to my place. Okay, and I would hear you for 2 hours. Take care.
I wonder whether it is a compliment or something else.
No. I would love to hear you, please. Don't say anything else. Okay, you're so close, and I never knew so much of beauty in your words.
You must ask him to sing. He's a singer as well.
Well, I have the guitar, and if he sings, I'll play the guitar.
That's on the unmeasured.
Okay, and I have the keyboard also, by the way.
Prasanna is very shy. You must practice more, Prasanna, so you lose your shyness, you know. And talk to Dr. Rupali so she gives you some strength and fortitude.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you, Rupali. Thank you. Everybody.
Thank you so much, Prasanna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prasanna, and good night, everybody. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so
Rupali.
much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good
Thank
night.
you.
And